What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Perfect Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ray Molina, and getting my exercise this morning, my morning walk. It's a gloomy day today out here in San Jose, California, but I'm out here for it. It's been a little while since I've been back to it, trying to get back on my routine. So hopefully you're doing the same. So let's catch up, man. It's been a little while. And God, so much has been going on for the last couple of weeks. Your boy turned 51. Yeah, the big 5-1, man. I always tell everybody that, when I hit 50, I was like, wow, never thought I'd be here. I genuinely mean that, man. For a lot of you who've been around for a while, you know my story, you know the stuff that I've been through. And I genuinely didn't think I'd be here that long. Just had a wild childhood, you know what I mean? But I'm glad to be here another year, 51. And it's I gotta be honest with you, it is a struggle to keep active. At 51, I definitely feel the body trying to slow me down. So I'm having to be more proactive. I'm having to be intentional with all of the stuff that I'm doing. And I'm realizing that it's a lot easier for me to kind of fall back into my old ways. And I've been catching myself lately, which is why I'm back out here right now, if you see where I'm at. This is why I'm out here right now, because I've got to get back on my routine. So I always try to give lessons when I do my podcast, and here's a lesson that I'm getting back with myself and I want to share with you. You are your own worst enemy, okay? If you do not discipline yourself and you're waiting around for someone to do it and to kind of motivate you, you're going to fall by the wayside and you're going to fail. So whatever you got to do, you've got to motivate yourself. And listen, motivation only lasts for a little while. Discipline is where it's at. Discipline will help you stay on your schedule. It will keep you in line with the goals you're trying to make, whether you're trying to lose weight or whether you're trying to exercise and just stay healthy or just maintain. I tell everybody that my goal is I just want to maintain, okay? I'm not trying to be some bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be some fitness guru. I'm just trying to maintain, all right? I don't want to be so out of shape that I can't train my kids. I don't want to be so out of shape that I can't run around with my with the kids that I coach. I want to be just active enough to where, my kids, my own kids and the kids I coach respect me because I'm out there working hard with them. You know what I mean? Because I think for me, what I do, I got high school kids, man. The kids that I coach are all damn near 18, if not 18. So trust me, it goes a long ways. If they see you out there busting your ass with them, they respect you. So that's what I do. I try to maintain. It smells like a fire out here. Definitely smells like there's a fire over here. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt my podcast, but the park that I'm walking at, it definitely smells like there's a fire over here. Like a fresh fire that just started. I don't see it though. Anyways, back to it. So I'm just trying to get back in my mode where every day I'm working to try and get better and to tighten things up. So today is Monday, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you do the same. So here's the thing. I'm always very candid, very open with you guys, right? So here's me being open, candid, and vulnerable. I am in a financial fucking shithole right now, man. I've had some things happen recently that kind of put me behind the 8 ball. And, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, can I catch a break? And right now, up until today I've yet to catch a break, so I'm having to bust my ass more than usual to try to make ends meet. I live a life where I'm of service to people. You know, I'm always offering my help to help people get through, to pray for people, to give advice, to be there, to talk, to train, to do whatever it is. My life is about service. And I'm sure if you've been here long enough following me, you see that and you know that that's the truth. Unfortunately, that life, it pays in a lot of different ways. But when it comes to the bread, it doesn't pay as much as you would think. So living in the Bay Area, it's no excuse, but living out here, it is very tough. It is very expensive. And if you're not careful, slip up here and there, boom, you're on the streets. That is the hard truth. So right now, you know, a lot has happened recently that's kind of put me behind the 8 ball, like I was saying. And I'm having to grind, man. And it is not easy. I'm trying to make sure that, and this is where when people say, have you done the work? This is where you find out, have you done the work and is it working? The reason why I say that is because this is where you get put to the test. Okay? Those of you guys who've been on, so if you follow me on TikTok, you know I have a show that I do every Monday through Friday. And when I pray, you guys always hear me say, I thank God for the storms. And I say, the storms are where the lessons are, and I embrace them. Well, I'm in the middle of a storm right now. And right now, the storm is testing me. Are you going to bend or break? Are you going to bend or break? And up until now, I've been bending. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I wasn't close to breaking. There's just a lot of shit on my shoulders right now, man. And trying to keep it all together is where you find out, have I done the work enough? Because I got to hold it together. It's one of those things where you're looking to yourself to see, am I going to snap on somebody? Like, am I going to snap on somebody? Because there are days where it feels like that, where the pressure's so much that you're like, I'm going to snap on somebody if things go the wrong way. And up until now, I have not. In fact, man, I've been actually really, really reserved, and I'm proud of myself. I'm learning to accept help when someone wants to help, someone that loves me, someone that appreciates me, and someone who is genuinely looking out for me. Because I am a very stubborn man, okay? I'm a very stubborn man when it comes to that. I don't like help. I don't ask for help. I've got a lot of pride when it comes to that. But I'm trying to get better at when there is someone who cares about you and loves you and wants to make sure you're okay and they want to help you, let them do that. It's okay to be a blessing, but it's also okay to be blessed. And I struggle with that a lot. I always look at myself as trying to be a blessing to other people. But when people try to bless me, a lot of times I don't allow it to happen. And I have to stop doing that. And if that's one of your issues, you should do it too. Because we all have people that care about us and love us and want us to do well. And if you're blocking your blessings, you're blocking people from helping you, you're also doing them a disservice. Why? Because you're shutting them down from helping you. Maybe you helped these people in a time when they really needed you, and all they want to do is help you right back. And when you shut them down, you make them feel like they're insignificant and that they're not important to you. I know, man. I've been told that by plenty of people. They've told me, you've helped me so much, and I'm trying to help you. And you not allowing me, not only is it hurting my feelings, but it's making me feel like you don't think I'm worthy or capable of helping you. And if I'm offering to help you, I have it and I want to help. My mom is one of those because I have a lot of pride. I don't want my mom helping me for shit. But do you guys remember the episode I did a while back where I was talking about my mom, and I was saying that no matter how old our moms get, if your mom is like my mom, no matter how old our moms get and how old we get, we are always still their baby. They don't see us as a grown adult. They always, when they look at you, they see their baby boy. And when you get to our age, I'm now 51, there isn't a whole lot mom can do for you, right? Because you're doing it all for yourself. So when mom wants to help, you got to give her some of those every now and then, so she feels important, right? When mom is in town and she wants to make you breakfast or make you dinner, and you got it, you got to give her that, because that's how she connects with you. That's what I mean by allowing people who love you to give back to you. My mom is just one of the examples, but there's a ton of them, man. My ex-wife, a couple of my really close friends, my buddies. I mean, there are, and honestly, man, if anybody's listening, even to a lot of you people on TikTok who have reached out and wanted to bless me, I've said, you don't have to do that, because you guys have sent me gifts, and I'm still not used to that. I just live a different life, man. I'm not used to people trying to bless me like that all the time, And I've told the people that I've met on TikTok, like, hey, that's not necessary. And they're like, no. I say, you didn't have to do that. And they're like, no, I wanted to, because you don't have any idea of how you blessed us when you go live and when you pray for us and when we have these conversations. And I guess I'm in a spot where it's weird that I'm trying to figure out and navigate how I'm doing what I'm doing is affecting other people. So let's transition over into TikTok, since I brought up TikTok. TikTok has been something new for me, and I know for those of you who've been around, all I used to talk about was, my podcast, and then just sharing my story. But TikTok came around, and it kind of brought another element to what I do here on the podcast. It brought a live interaction with people who are actually listeners of this podcast, and it's something that I had never thought of doing, and when I decided to, when I was given the idea by my youngest son to go live on TikTok, I didn't know what to expect. And I know I've shared this already, and I'm kind of beating a dead horse by telling you that again, but I really didn't. So now we fast forward to, I have now eclipsed 8,000, I call them friends. People say followers. 8,000 friends on TikTok, which is bananas to me. On any platform that I'm on, that is the most people that follow me, 8,000. And it's not like I follow 10,000 people. I think I follow less than 400 people. But the impact that it is having on my life is completely just, I don't know. It's different. It's changing the trajectory of what I'm trying to do in my life. Do I get paid from TikTok? Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I didn't even realize I got paid until my son asked me how much I made one night. And I was like, how much I made? What are you talking about? And he asked me, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he showed me, and he's like, yeah, all those things that people are sending you, those are, that's money. And I was like, really? So I had to learn all this from my son. But yeah, I go live, and if I have a really good live where we're interacting and the conversation's great, there are some nights where the people bless me and I can have a great night, and by the end of the week, it's a nice little extra kick in the finance department, right? But that's not really what it is that I'm talking about. It's more of, I started changing my format because I'm starting to understand a bit more what I'm doing with TikTok. It took me a little while. I started going live in February, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You guys know me, I love music. I've always loved music. So I would just play music and chat with people here and there, but and then just play music. A lot of people started to think I was a DJ, and I'm not a DJ, never been a DJ. But I am someone who loves music. So that was my format. Just play music, play the music I like, share music, and then have some laughs with people, right? But as I started to understand my demographic and what was going on, I started to expand, and I started to realize more and more that people wanted to actually engage and interact. And what did that mean? Well, that meant that I had to figure out how to do that. Now, I had never gone live with anybody, meaning I had never brought up anybody on my screen to talk with them. But I said, you know what? One night I decided, hey, there's been quite a few people here that have been here for a long time. I'm gonna start engaging with these people live. I'm gonna bring them up in the box where you can hear their voice, and we'll talk about the topic of the night. So I started doing that. And man, when I tell you, that might have been the best decision I ever made, because what it did was it gave perspective on whatever the topic was from all these different people. Now, what I mean by all these different people is I have people that follow me from all walks of life, from all over the country. I'm talking about the East Coast, the Midwest, down south, Northwest, West Coast, all over the place, okay? And if you've traveled like I have, then you know that everybody has a different way they were brought up. Everybody has a different way that they look at the world, and everybody has their own value system, right? It's not the same. You got to travel to understand that. So having these people come live with me has given so many different perspectives on whatever it is we're discussing, whatever the topic is. And so I bring them live and we engage. And what I found is more and more people are starting to come in because they're enjoying the conversation. And the reason why I know this is because I went from having, 15, 20, 25 people in my live to now going to 70 to 100 people at a time, just literally being in there. People coming in, hey, what's the topic tonight? And that's how I know they're new. What did I stumble upon? What's the topic tonight? This is deep. I want to hear this. And I want to get involved. And then, someone in the chat will tell them, hey, we're discussing this right now. And they're like, oh, yeah, and the cool thing is, I don't mind if you're new, right? All I ask these guys to do, or whoever it is make sure you're following me and engage first for a little while, and then I'll bring you live. The internet's funny, man. You got characters that'll pop in, and then you bring them live, and they'll say something reckless or whatever. So you just got to kind of navigate that the best way you can. It's not foolproof, but for the most part, my system works. But I think what the coolest thing is a lot of the topics we've discussed have had some real conversations with some real ass people, and things have gotten serious, things have gotten emotional. We've had people say that they have struggled with addiction, they've struggled with heartbreak, they've struggled with family, they've struggled with everything. And when they come onto my live and they listen to people talk and share their stories, it helps them. I didn't know any of that was happening, to be honest with you. And what I tell everybody, and if you're watching or listening to this right now, this is what I want to tell you. I don't have a license in therapy. I don't have, I'm not some dude who's, accredited to whatever it is to be able to give advice and everything. All I am is someone like you, but I've probably been through a lot more shit than most people, okay? So what I do have is life experience. I don't speak from someone who has his life figured out. I don't. I really fucking don't. I don't have my life figured out. Every day I have to get up and figure it out myself. But I think there's a blessing in that, because what most men don't do is share their triumphs and their troubles, right? What they'll do is they'll share the highlight reel, but they won't tell you anything in between. They won't tell you when they hit rock bottom. They won't tell you when they're not doing so hot. They won't do any of that. And if they do, they'll just hit surface level shit, but they won't give you the real. I have found that for me, I got to give you the real. And the reason why I do that is because it loses power. I say that all the time. When I share the stuff that I'm going through, it no longer has power over me, because I just get it off my chest. And now the world knows about it, and I can go on about my business and try and figure it out. So what do I have? I have life experience. I have struggle. I have wins, losses. I have all of that. And the stuff that I've been through would kill most people. That is 100% the truth. The stuff that I've been through will kill most people. But I'm still here. Okay? And the reason why I share my life is because I know that there is someone out there that it is close to killing. The stuff that they're going through is probably something that I've gone through, but they're going through it right now, and it is going to kill them because they don't know how to handle it. So where do I come in? I share that story, and then I answer questions. How did you do it? I went through a divorce. You know, people say, I'm going through a divorce, I'm losing my wife, or I'm losing my husband. How did you beat it? And I share with them that it wasn't easy. I share with them that I had to tussle with God. I share with them that, yeah, I was angry. Yeah, I wasn't happy with my ex-wife's decision. I share with them that, you know, I was bitter, vindictive. I share with them that I was homeless for a while. I share with them all the lows, man. And then I share with them my story of how I reconnected with God and how God changed me, how God took me from, you know, the depths of the lowest point of my life and brought me back. I share that with them because I want to make sure that when you come onto my TikTok live and you enjoy my show and enjoy the conversation, it's always solution based. What I mean by that is we can sit there and talk about the sad stuff, the broken stuff, the angry stuff, the traumatic, toxic stuff. But if we end every live show without an answer or without a solution on how to get through that, then we're failing. I'm failing. And now I'm understanding what my responsibility is. So every night, I always make it a point to wrap it up with some kind of answer, with some kind of path to healing. All right? Because there's nothing like emptying out your dirty laundry, crying, but then no one offering you some sort of some sort of answer of how you can fix it or get through it, or some sort of path to a way out, right? So I try to make sure I do that. And then the final thing that I add is I add a prayer at the end. And I always explain to everybody, I am not a pastor. I am not affiliated with a church, and I do not have a religion, but I have a relationship with God, and I believe in Jesus Christ. And I say that every night. And then I tell them, the reason why I want to pray for all of you is because someone prayed for me when I was going through such a shitty time in my life. And it worked wonders for me. And I want to do it for you. And how that has grown is crazy. I have to stop and say this. I have never had a platform grow as fast as TikTok has grown for me. Not even my podcast. My podcast has grown a lot now because of TikTok. But I've never had a platform grow as fast as TikTok has for me. And I'm thankful. And I understand that God has provided me this outlet. I understand that God has given me this opportunity to grow something to whatever it's going to be. And I don't ever want to squander that. So I make sure at the end of every live that I give it back to God, to let him know I'm thankful, and to let him know that I don't want to block my blessings, that I want to take what he's given me and I want to give it back. Now, there are a lot of people in my lives that told me that they have lost faith, that they stopped praying because they felt like their prayers weren't getting answered. But what is happening now is such a beautiful thing. I'm having people come back on my live and they're like, hey, I just want to thank you for praying for my sister. You know, she got that job. I want to thank you for praying for my son. My son got out of surgery. He's okay now. I want to thank you for praying for my dad and his cancer. They said my dad is going to be okay. I want to thank you for praying blessings upon me. I was able to find a house. I mean, I'm starting to hear that more and more and more. And it's new to me. And I get emotional when I start talking about that because I've never been that guy I've never had that much reach, and to have that reach now and to have that impact is special, and I don't want to squander it. It means the world to me when people tell me, hey man, you're helping to change my life. Thank you for being so open, so honest, because you're giving me hope. You know, I've got some people on there that have been struggling with their wife and addiction, and I've had tough talks with them, you know, and having these tough talks has been like a blessing because it's shown people that, you know, whatever it is that they're going through, if they stop playing the victim, they can get through it. But a lot of us, especially men, we play the victim. Woe is me, you know. And the crazy thing about men is we'll admit what we're doing wrong, and then we won't do anything to fix it. And I've had tough talks with a lot of guys that come on my live, and some it's helped, some have come back and said they're still fucking up. But the beautiful thing is they keep coming back. Why? Because I feel like eventually something's going to click for them. I don't know what it is, but something's going to click for them. And I pray for that. I pray that it does. I've shared with you guys that I am writing a book right now. And it's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done, because the book is about my life. But I'm excited about it as well. And the amount of people that have come on the live and said, hey, I can't wait till your book is done, I'm buying the first copy, has been crazy to me. Now, I don't know what this new found popularity on TikTok is going to do for me. I don't know how big it's going to get, because it's bigger than I ever thought. I'm being told by people who do TikTok for a living that, once you hit 10,000, it's a different bracket. Things happen, things change. I don't know, we'll see. I know I'm coming up on 10,000 pretty fast, and we'll see. I told my son the other day, I said, wouldn't it be wild if by the time I was ready to release my book, let's say I was at like 20,000 or 50,000 followers or friends on TikTok, and I released this book and even half of them bought the book? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be life-changing? And he's like, Dad, that would be crazy. I don't know. I have no idea. Speaking of my son, let's switch gears. I know this is a little bit longer episode than I've done in a while, but there's so much to catch up on. Let's see. Both of my kids are doing well. Both doing good in school. I will say this. My youngest one, he misses his friends. He's at a different high school now. He goes to high school with his brother. And it's in a completely different district, but it's because I coach over there. And it's a better school. But my youngest definitely tells me, Dad, I miss my friends. Now, he's not saying he wants to come back and go to school over by where we live, but he's definitely been open enough to tell me that he misses his friends. And I understand. I get it. So it's kind of tugging at my heart, because you're talking to someone who moved around schools a lot. Not high school, but everything up into high school, I had moved around a lot. So it's tugging at my heart a bit, because I know he misses them. My oldest, he's adjusted a little bit more, because this is his first full year at this school now. He was there half a year last year. Now this is his first full year. So he's got some friends. And it's different because he's got his little brother there now at school. So, there's that big brother, little brother dynamic. They don't always get along, but they're managing. We'll see. I think they'll be fine. I did ask him, hey, if you had a choice, I apologize for all the noise. I'm at the park still, right by the street. But I said, if you had a choice to leave this school and go back to the school where we live because some of your friends are there, they're like, no. I said, are you sure? I said, because there would be certain things you'd have to sacrifice in order to do that. And they both said no. So there's that. So hopefully they'll be all right. And I pray that they continue to make friends at this new school. And like I said before on a podcast, I have no doubt, because they're both athletes. Their first few friends are going to be baseball players. It's just a matter of connecting the dots. You know what I mean? On the other side, Jordan has struggled a little bit with getting his permit. It's a tough test. I told him, I said, I think I failed my permit test twice, and I failed the driving test once because I went off, the back tire of my car went off the edge of the curb of the parking lot when I was leaving. So I failed the driving test from the beginning, but they had me finish the whole thing and then told me how I failed. So he's kind of bummed out. He's barely failed both times on his permit test. So we're going to go back here shortly, and he'll take the permit test another time, and hopefully he'll pass it. So he hasn't been in the best of moods about driving. But I got to be honest with you, man. I love him, but I'm in no hurry for him to be driving. I know that's me being selfish. That's me being dad. But these roads are crazy, man. And it's just going to add another worry, another concern, another fear to my plate once he starts getting behind the wheel and driving every day. So forgive me, son, when you hear this. I love you. But I'm okay with it taking you a little while longer, man. I really am. So in the same breath, when he took his permit test, I had to go and renew my license. What's funny about that is I had to, I got really bad eyes now, so I got to go get a prescription. Some of you guys know I used to wear glasses. I still need glasses, so I got to go and get those done. But the Vietnamese lady that helped me at DMV, such a sweetheart. She reminded me of my mother-in-law. She was very helpful and, helping, thought my son was the most handsome thing ever. And in fact, the first time I was there, my podcast came up. We were talking, she asked me what I do and whatever, and I told her I have a podcast, and she's like, oh my God, I love podcasts. I love Joe Rogan. I was like, really? So I told her about mine, and I didn't realize that she legit was actually going to get online and listen, and she did, because when I went back to take my test, she said, I listened. And she started telling me, she's like, I listened to the one where you talked about apologizing to your kids and how you never used to get that from your father. And I was like, damn, you really did listen. And she's like, yeah. So if you are listening right now, thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being a sweetheart to my children. And I want to thank you for being helpful to me, because listen, and you're going to get a laugh right now if you're listening right now. I know for a fact you helped get me through that damn eye test. And I appreciate you for that. Guys, I could not do the where you stand there and look at the plate that's standing, hanging up. There was no way I was going to pass that, so they put me on the machine where you look in the bifocal. And so I was in there, and that was even blurry to me. So I'm like reading through. She goes, read line 1, and I'll read like 3 letters, and she'll go, come on, and I'm like HQX, and she'll go HQY. And I go, oh, why? And she'll go, okay, read line 2, BSXYP, YR. I was like, oh, R. And then she goes, see, you passed. So I ended up passing. I was able to renew my license and got the license. I got everything, so that was cool. So I appreciate you helping me out here. Outside of that, that was a blessing, because I was kind of stressed out about that as well. You know what I mean? Shit, man, you just never know. They might bring me back in and be like, hey, you got to take this written test again. I'm like, God, man, you know how long it's been since I've taken that written test? But anyways, I appreciate lady at the DMV. I'm sorry, I forgot your actual name, but you know who you are, and I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. So we'll be back again for my son to take his permit test, and hopefully he passes the next time. What else? Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, man, baseball is still rolling in full effect. I'm now coaching the 18U team and a 16U team. 2 different teams, 2 different schedules. And when I tell you 6 days a week on baseball, 6 days a week I am baseball. Mondays are my only day off. Outside of that, it's practice Tuesday through Friday and tournaments on Saturday and Sunday. Is it hard? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. A lot on my plate, but I love it, man. I wouldn't change it. I love these kids that I coach. I've got a mixture of kids who can ball out and a mixture of kids who are still learning the game, trying to get better. and I'm here for both, man. I can be a hard ass when it comes to being a coach, but one thing you'll know is I'm there to help you get better, but I am going to push you. So I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying coaching these two teams. And in fact, I went and had an interview at the school I coached at to try to get the varsity division. So we'll see. God willing, I'll be blessed. If not, God willing, I'll be back with the JV. And if neither happens, I've accepted that God has a different plan for me, and I will move accordingly. That is how you know you've done the work. Because you just accept that if something doesn't fall in place, that God had other plans. So we'll see. What else can I tell you, man? What else can I tell you that's going on? I really think that's it, man. I'll tell you what kicked off my rough patch. I had a tournament 2 weekends ago out by Sacramento in a city called Galt, okay? And not only did we go out there short-handed, we didn't have all the players that we were supposed to have. So we went out there and did not perform. We promptly got our asses handed to us 3 games, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. But what made it even worse was on the way back from this, it was like a 2-hour drive. 30 minutes into my drive, I got a flat. I'm like, all right, pulled over. Took me about 45 minutes. Took the spare off, took the spare off, put it on, took the other one off, bolted it underneath the truck, got back on the road. 5 miles later, got my second flat. You guessed it, no more spare. So now I got a second flat. It's on a Sunday. Tire shops are not open. And you know what I did? Instead of being pissed off and angry about shit, I just said, you know what? I'm calling AAA. Let me see how many miles I am from home. I was like, okay, I'm 77 miles from home. I get a free tow within 100 miles. I'm done. I'm not even stressing about it. So I said, to hell with it. I called AAA. I waited 30 minutes. They got there. I gave them the keys, and they met me at the house. And thank God my ex-wife was trailing me with my other son. I was able to hop in with my assistant coach. We got in the car, and we drove all the way home. And within 35 minutes or so, the tow truck showed up with my car. And that is what kicked off a frenzy of, like, financial shit. Why? Because my car is still sitting with another flat. So I've got a flat tire that's on my spare rack, and now I've got a flat tire on the driver's side. And I've got other shit I got to pay for. So I don't have time to literally go and repair both of these tires and then pay for the bills that I got to pay. So thank God we have my son's car that we purchased about a month or 2 ago. So I'm able to use that car in the meanwhile. And it is what it is. You got to kind of just take it and roll with the punches, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm rolling with the punches, and I'm accepting it for what it is. I'm not upset. Yeah, my personal car is sitting on the side right now in front of the house, but I'll get to it when I get to it. And that's how I deal with life. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, make the next move. So I guess I'm gonna wrap this up by saying this. Storms are gonna happen, okay? Storms are gonna happen. And you gotta find a silver lining. You gotta find the lesson. And you gotta find the option of what you gotta do in order for you to keep moving forward. Because the answer is never to stop. The answer is never to stop in your tracks and just stay put. The answer is always, how am I gonna work around this? How am I gonna continue to move forward? And I've talked to you guys about crawling, then walking, then jogging, then running. Okay, never stop. Okay, never stop. Always find a way to get yourself moving going forward. And that's what I've done. So that is the lesson. That is what I want to close with. Never stop. Find a way to keep moving forward, even if you have to crawl. All right, because I'm telling you right now, I am in the middle of a storm, and don't have many answers to what I'm doing right now. But I'm here. I got my 45-minute walk in. I feel good. and I'm about to get my ass to work and try to make some money. So I love you guys. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I thank you for tuning in. And if you're new here, please find me on Instagram at itsraymolina. That is also my TikTok. My show is live on TikTok from 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Find me on TikTok, follow me there, and don't be shy. Join in the conversation and come talk to me, all right? My website is itsraymolina.com. And what else? Oh, yeah, I have merchandise. Don't be shy. I have merchandise. My merchandise is on my website at itsraymolina.com. Matter of fact, the shirt I'm wearing is in there. And or if you're on TikTok, you can hit my link tree right on TikTok. Okay, I love you guys. I'm only going to start doing this because people have asked me numerous times. My Venmo is at itsraymolina. My PayPal is at itsraymolina, and my Cashapp is $itsraymolina. I love you guys. I'm not asking you to send money, but you guys asked me enough to where I'm going to start adding it to my closing statements here. And I appreciate you guys. I love you, all right? I close like I always do. My life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it is a mess. But for me, it is the perfect mess. I love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Peace.